Hey, what's up, guys? Tukey here, back again with another episode of my Buffalo Bills franchise mode series. It's the start of a new season, but not before we happen to make a couple of changes. We're going to recap those, but before we get to those, I want to get to your comments. Now, first and foremost, Devinator, you're right. I should have drafted long ties. I'm sorry, that comment just made me laugh. That was a solid one, I gotta be honest. Calvin Jones, what about an NFL draft to glory with only players who went to Texas College? That might be a little bit too specific. I think we are just going to test out draft to glory in its normal sense if anybody is available, but maybe in the future we'll go even more specific than that. James Anderson, I do not remember where the hell Humes was drafted. Humes, perhaps. Let me know if you'd care to go back and look, because I kind of don't right now. I'm sorry, I'm feeling a little bit lazy. But, yeah, if you remind me, I'll double check. And No Guzman, why don't I develop players just off of scheme fit? I get you want to make players more well-rounded, but sports games couldn't give a shit about realism. I agree, but that you kind of answered your own question. I don't know. I believe that making players well-rounded is worth it, given the success that I've had in different offline runs. So that's why I'm doing it that way. If we never have success in this series, and you can point the finger at that and be like, hey, you should have just gone solely off scheme fit, and I'll give you that. That said, the rest of the comments had to do with, of course, the fact that we signed Aaron Rodgers, we also drafted the quarterback, and we still have Hanson Erickson. I'll tell you right now, Hanson Erickson's still on this team. Hanson Erickson is still on this team. Let's get to the moves that we made. Now, that is against the popular opinion, and I will tell you why in a moment. But as we take a look, Clayton Paul, who is the quarterback that we drafted, I sent to Tampa along with a fourth for a first-round pick. So we turned a 28th pick into another first-round pick at the very least, which I'm happy about. We also moved Mike Hilton and Jackson Devon to the Broncos along with a fourth-round pick for a first-round pick. So we have picked up a couple of extra firsts. This is what the team is going to look like. 89 rated, 85 offense, 95 defense. The current schemes and playbooks at the moment as well. For those who are interested, let's take a look at the personnel, and mainly let's explain the decision behind keeping Hanson Erickson as our backup quarterback. And really it does come down to the fact that he's a safer option in case someone goes down to injury. I don't know if the other quarterback would have been good enough. My thought was if Rodgers goes down, I don't think that other quarterback could lead us to success. I think we'd have a better chance with Hanson Erickson. Now, Rodgers does have a good injury rating. He shouldn't get hurt, but he is 40 years old. Yeah. So, I like the safety net of having Erickson. I don't think Erickson's our long-term answer at quarterback, even though he did lead us or was a part of the reason as to why we had the best team in the NFL last year. But this is undoubtedly the year to go for it. So we have Rodgers, Erickson as the backup just in case. As far as the running back situation, Kareem Hunt's still here, of course. We drafted Martinez Wade and signed Ross McGraw. We have Lee Gutierrez, of course, that star development, so we traded Jackson Devon. Wide receiver-wise, Kawangio, Charles, Henry Hicks, who's ridiculous, Keaston Savage, Trey Cates, Jose Parson. Byram, still our starting tight end. The O-line still looking good with Stemke, Brenton Weeks, Michael Dieter, this takes forever to go through for some reason, Lewis Bush, and Warren Leckie. Defensively, Denard Keaho still at defensive end. Joe Jackson on the right-hand side with Potter as the backup. Defensive tackles, Malone and Deron Payne with David Onyemata as the depth option. Linebacker-wise as well, it's still ridiculous with Angelo Riley, Idris Stevenson, Gardner Johnson moved back to the outside. Corners, we still have Lattimore and Tre'Davious White. Cordell Turner, who was nearly the postseason hero last year against the Colts, is now the third option. And at safety, still have Bennett Huval, still have a very strong option in Micah Hyde. We're set up very, very well. What happens this year, though, who the hell knows in terms of quarterback. Is Aaron Rodgers good enough? Is Aaron Rodgers hurt? Let's find out. He's not. Kareem Hunt is, and that could really hurt our chances to win our season opener. Of course, we're going down to MetLife, so that's great. Oh, cool, we have another injury already. And it's Keaho for 7 weeks. This is starting off well. couple of big injuries. You want to give us a third? You want to go? Oh, you do want to go for the hat trick. Cool. This one's Lewis Bush, our starting right guard. Neat. I don't think we've ever been this devastated via injury. So that's cool. Let's make sure that we sit Kareem Hunt. We'll start Martinez Wade here in this final preseason game. I don't know what this season's going to bring. I genuinely don't. What is Aaron Rodgers going to be able to do at 40 years old? Was it the right decision to keep Hanson Erickson? How the rest of the teams played out? Martinez Wade is going to be the running back for this game due to that injury to Kareem Hunt. So we're already facing a bit of, just a bit of a hurdle, we'll go with, thanks to these injuries. We do have a 10 overall point advantage on the Jets. How much that means is certainly up for debate. But there's no denying, especially with this defense, our team is still in a strong spot and still arguably favorites to find some success this year. But as we have discovered throughout the course of this series, being favorites, having a well-rounded team, the sim engine only cares so much. But Aaron Rodgers in Buffalo, his first game, we'll see what he can do. Is he the guy for us? Because here's the thing, if he's not, we do have the option of saying, goodbye at the deadline. And we could, we could turn things over to Hanson Erickson. I'm just saying, we have a lot of options, and it all comes down to how things play out for us. I'm still very much disappointed in how the last season ended. I thought last year was going to be the year for us, especially with the 13-win season. Wasn't the case, and now we start the journey all over again. We go down to MetLife to begin the season, a building where we have struggled for the most part, with the exception of last year, although we do walk out of the first quarter with the 10-0 lead as Tre'Davious White had an interception, led to a 28-yard field goal for Elliott. We respond with a 51-yard touchdown pass, Rodgers to Trey Cates. That is a damn fine way to start your tenure with a new club, as it's still holding strong at 10-0, and it will up to halftime. Let's go through the third quarter here and see what happens. Can we add to this lead? Yes, we can. 17-0, as we'll start off with the ball on the 4-yard line, first and goal to begin the next quarter. 17-yard touchdown pass to London Charles, as we'll get this going, make it 24-0. A 4-yard rushing touchdown for Martinez Wade, the first of his career. The Jets do respond with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to make it 24-8. Bradford Chandler with a 13-yard touchdown pass. So we're not able to get anything going there. Still 10.5 minutes to go. I wouldn't say the Jets are exactly out of it. Although, if Cordell Turner intercepts it, you might be. I'm super excited to see what Turner can do for us this year. That's really weird. I don't like how it does that. Super weird. The Jets are able to drive down the field and back-to-back successful 2-point conversions. 24-16. This game isn't over, as we're able to wind out the clock. Never mind, it very much is. So 24-16. It looked like it was going to be smooth sailing. The Jets put up a fight at the end, but we are able to get a win in Aaron Rodgers' first game. Let's take a look at the numbers. Rodgers 28-41, 313 yards with 2 touchdowns. Wade 96 yards rushing with a touchdown, not bad. Receiving wise, big game for London Charles. He had a touchdown, as did Trey Cates on just 2 receptions. Wade and Stemke, it's not bad. Defensively, Chauncey led the way. 2 sacks in that game for Clayton Malone, and 3 picks. Sean Dion Hamilton, a middle linebacker option. Cordell Turner and Tre'Davious White. Elliott with the 1 field goal when he was called upon. It's a good way to start the season, for sure, to get that first win over and done with. Hopefully, and how bad is it going to be? It's Stemke, 6 weeks with a broken thumb. Okay, so our offensive line is already being devastated. Just in general, we have never had the injury trouble that we're having so far to begin this season. As Kareem Hunt's back, thankfully, as we'll play and host the Cardinals, whom we have a freaking 16 overall point advantage on. I know we're banged up here, but I don't even know if that's an excuse. you could field a high school team and at least compete, depending on the high school. I'd like to think we're going to move to 2-0. I'd like to think. No guarantees of that, though. But like I mentioned, it was a good way to start the year. Obviously anxious to get through this, to get back to the playoffs and just get the job done. But there is no guarantee of that. Kareem will make his season debut. And we'll see how this goes. Keaho, I do not believe, will be in. But that's all right. Let's do this. Coming off a win against the Jets, what can we do against the Cardinals in a game where we should be considered massive favorites, as they do have former Patriots quarterback Chandler Smelly, and they're also up 10-0 early. Neat. You know what? I don't even care to look. That is unacceptable. Let's go to halftime. 10-3, make it 10-6, 17-6, and that score will hold. A 73 overall team holds us to 6 points in the first half. The comeback needs to start now as we begin the third quarter. Instead, we'll go down 24-6. We respond. It's 24-13. Right. Let's go change the possession here as they do punt. I don't really care to know what the hell happened on that play. I just want to see us drive down the field, and drive down the field we do. It's a 3-point game. 24-21. Capped off by a 2-yard touchdown pass to secondary tight end Morris Pittman. 2-point conversion was good for Kareem. We need this defense to step up. There is still plenty of time, but a long drive will pretty much kill it. What is wrong with our defense? 31-21. Quick drive. We run out of time, and a 73 overall team led by Sean Payton comes to Buffalo and beats us. Aaron Rodgers, I'm not impressed. 31 of 46, 314 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Kareem, 96 yards, not terrible. Receiving-wise, a pretty good game for Kawangio. Touchdowns for Cates and Pittman. Blocking-wise, it was a rough game, but that's not surprising given the injuries. Chauncey led the way defensively. We had a couple of sacks that game. No interceptions. Elliott misses 2 field goals. That certainly could have been helpful. And that is a nice hard dose of reality, I'd call it. To win our first game, and then to go home and lose to a team that has no business beating us on any level. So we also pick up another injury. It's Michael Dieter. So we have 3 members of the starting 5 of the offensive line currently out injured. I don't understand what's going on here, where things were looking pretty good, and now all of a sudden we're dealing with more injuries than we've ever dealt with. London Charles, probably make you better as a deep threat. Yeah, you're still a terrible deep route runner, so in that instance, we'll go for that. To an 83 overall. Deep route goes up by 1, which doesn't really help all that much, but slow and steady, I do suppose. Contract negotiations. Who do we have? Tre'Davious White and Aaron Rodgers. Well, I mean, Tre'Davious can obviously come back for obvious reasons. We'll go 1 year, 11 mil. What do you think? Nope. All right. And then Rodgers, probably not, because I would expect him to be retiring. Scouting-wise, we're going to be starting off with quarterbacks. I know that's the scout that we brought in, and there's a couple of decent ones. A.J. McPherson. Graham Mobley. Not bad. Ray Olsen. Not bad. Quinn Olsen. Meh. The B-minuses don't help. Benjamin McDaniel. Not bad. I'd probably go for him over Olsen. And we have a couple of options in the third round as well, but let's be honest, the only way I'm taking a quarterback is in the first round. Like, that's it. I mean, I guess I'll look at Daniel Pagan. Yeah, no. So, I think we're good, unless someone has an A. No. Okay, so we're fine. Although, you know what? A squeaky chair makes an appearance, and you gotta love it. Yeah, even Howard White was looking okay, and it's just not happening. All right, so if we look at a quarterback, it will definitely be one of the first-round talents. Hopefully someone falls. That's where we found some success, but maybe this is the year to finally trade up and just take the damn #1 quarterback, although, you know, you never quite know, because we've seen quite a few quarterbacks who are projected to go early not end up being there, which is telling, in that a lot of these teams aren't exactly feeling up to drafting these quarterbacks, and that we may be dodging bullets by not trading up for them. Yeah, I get the point. Let's do a little bit of running back scouting before our Week 3 matchup against Tennessee, where we will hopefully be able to rebound as Tavarius Teal. Tavarius Teal, looking like a bit of a beast. Aside from that, we are set. We're good. The battle of the 1-and-1s. We have a 12 overall point advantage, which, as we have learned, means absolutely nothing. Nothing. Means nothing. Hopefully we can get the win here, though. Get back to our winning ways. Get back to where we should be, on a winning pace, winning record. We'll give it a little bit of time. We know we're dealing with injuries. Who's to say where we'd be if we weren't? I know. We got to be fair about this. But still, even with those injuries, our defense shouldn't be giving up, 31 points to the Cardinals? I don't care what their offense looks like. They're a 73 rated team. Our defense should have done much better. Let's do this. Let's get this started. Can you hear my dog snoring? Can you hear my dog snoring right now? I can't help but wonder if you can, because it's kind of loud. So you might be able to yeah, you might be able to hear that. I'm gonna try to power through. I don't think it's gonna happen, because now I'm a little bit worried. You know what? We're powering through. It's adorable. Anyway, we gave up a touchdown on the opening drive. Let's go through the first quarter. Can we get anything going? We are down 10-0. Is it too early to be concerned? Like, I know our offensive line's kind of shredded, but is it too early to be concerned as we are down 20-0 at halftime? When is too early to be concerned? We do strike back with a field goal at least and a quick touchdown, and now all of a sudden it's 20-17. Oh, God, not like this. Okay, so we start off with a 21-yard field goal, a quick drive, 73-yard rushing touchdown for Kareem Hunt. That'll do it. An interception for Bennett Huval that leads to a 3-yard rushing touchdown for Martinez Wade. And that brings us to this moment, 20-17, as we start the fourth quarter. What the hell? Let's see what happens here as the Titans get the touchdown. They are up by 10. 11 minutes remaining. We are forced to punt, and unless our defense gets a quick stop here, we're in a lot of trouble. 4.5 to go. Down by 10. Not liking the looks of this. 27-24. Tennessee recovers the onside kick. We do have timeouts, but I think it's going to be too little too late. We have 23 seconds. 23 seconds. Let's see if there's a miracle. Oh my God. Oh my God. I didn't even watch it. Because I'm like, well, there's no way this is going to happen, and every time I watch it, they throw the ball short, so I'm like, well, let's just sit. So I guess Aaron Rodgers wants to stay, is the lesson of the day. 20 of 33, 297 yards with 2 touchdowns, including a game-winning 80-yard touchdown pass as time expires. Kareem Hunt with 148 yards and a touchdown. Wade with a touchdown. Trey Cates, for some reason, is Rodgers' favorite target. Good Lord. Kawangio with a touchdown as well. Not a single sack allowed, despite the extremely weakened O-line. Riley and Stevenson both had great games. A couple of sacks for us. Interception for Bennett Huval. Elliott missed a field goal because, of course, he did. He's really slipping up. And somehow, some way, we just beat the Titans. From what, 20-0 down? And we just stepped up and beat the Titans. Which is hilarious. I can't believe that just happened. I'm a little bit befuddled. I'm in a state of shock, one might say. Because in a matter of moments, we went from, oh my God, we're going to lose, to winning the goddamn game. Because of course we did. All right, Henry. Let's make you better possession-wise. Get you up to an 80. Hopefully the catch rating goes up. And it did. +3. Beautiful. Henry Hicks. Damn. Trying to turn a track star into a wide receiver. We are going to start in the backups. No doubt about it. Not going to risk further injury to anybody. We lose to Arizona. We're on the verge of losing to Tennessee. Late comeback. They're up by 10, and then we tie it. Onside kick. 3 and out. No timeouts. 1 play. 80-yard touchdown pass for the win. This is going to be a very stressful season, isn't it? Isn't it? I think it is. Tre'Davious, is that enough, buddy? There we go. All right, White's coming back for next year. We'll see about Micah Hyde, Clayton Malone. We have some big contracts coming up. So obviously this is the year to be like, fuck it, let's sign Aaron Rodgers and hope for the best. Because we have some of those really big contracts coming up. Running back-wise, let's continue to scout, shall we? Not overly impressed with a lot of these guys. Howard Lynn's not looking too bad. As we'll continue to scroll through. All right, cool. Worth taking a look, of course, with Kareem getting a little bit older. Craziness. We are 2-1 on the year. Week 4, we're playing Miami. Let's see what happens. We have a 15 overall point advantage, which means nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's so unsettling to see an overall difference like that, because it really puts the pressure on of it being, oh, this is a must-win. This is a team that we cannot afford to lose to, because by no means should we ever lose to them. Yet we did to Arizona. We managed to outlast. We managed to outlast Tennessee somehow, and I wouldn't even say outlast. We managed to beat them at the last goddamn second. I don't even know what to make of this anymore. I don't even know. Let's just get to it. Bills and Dolphins. We're down in Miami. Let's see what happens. We've had an interesting history in this stadium over the course of this series, as well as we get the opening 3 points. And that'll do it for the first quarter. Let's get to halftime as we get a safety and a follow-up touchdown. Miami responds. We get another field goal. It's 15-7 at the half. So they recovered a no, I was going to say they recovered a fumble, and then I'm like, well, wait a minute, Keaston Savage. Okay. They recovered a fumble for come on. I can't speak. Fumble recovered by Matt Hack for a conversion. Doesn't make sense. So that must have been the safety, I guess. The terminology, yeah, I guess for a conversion. Well, it should say for a safety, right? Am I wrong on that front? Because it makes it sound like it was a 2-point conversion or something. Regardless, we respond with a touchdown pass to London Charles. They get an 18-yard touchdown pass to Kenny Stills. We get a 56-yard field goal, and that's that. 15-7 at the half. Let's go through the third quarter as we start things off with a field goal. 18-7, now 18-10 after the Dolphins get one of their own. It's an 8-point game at the start of the fourth, as Hack punts it away. Let's see what we can do on this drive. We can march all the way down the field for the touchdown. 25-10, 7-yard touchdown pass to Morris Pittman. Again, the second tight end option. Miami able to respond, though. 25-17 with 6 minutes remaining. Big game for Kenny Stills. Can we get anything going on this possession? Yes, we can. 28-17. With 1:21 remaining, the 34-yard field goal for Jake Elliott. And barring a miracle, that is it. And indeed it is. That is your final score. We move to 3-1 on the season. So obviously we'll be looking back at that Cardinals loss for the rest of the year and saying, oh, well, only if we didn't lose that one. Pretty good performance from Rodgers. 30 of 41, 328 yards with 2 touchdowns. Kareem, 97 yards in the game. Kawangio, some big receiving yards. Charles as well, who had a touchdown, as did Morris Pittman. Blocking-wise, the O-line held up. Defensively, Idris Stevenson leading the way. A couple of sacks for him and Jackson. No interceptions. Elliott, 4 of 5 field goal-wise. Again, still struggling a little bit, but I have faith in him to turn it around. We get the win. And the team is slowly getting healthier. We're up to 3-1. Week 5 matchup coming up against the Steelers. As we'll take a look here, upgrade-wise, it is Clayton Malone. As if he needs it. He is already a monster. Let's make him better as a speed rusher. That brings him up to a 91 overall. Finesse moves, power moves, and play recognition. Good stuff. In terms of scouting, let me just double-check the running back situation, even the fullback situation, just in case. So that way we don't have to come back. Let's go through the 6th. Nope, okay. I'm not going to waste points on VJ Tate. Sorry. And then fullback-wise, Reggie Battles. Honestly, not bad. Surprised he shows up as a 4th-round talent when he's 7th-round projected. That should be green, should it not? But what do I know? I'm not a game developer. Let's go ahead and find a wide receiver scout. And again, we should have everything we need to go through every position. So Bill Barnett, welcome aboard. You're the guy for us. And we'll see what we can find here. Contract negotiations, not worried about it even though Micah Hyde is available. Let's see what we have here. Marion Lamb, very disappointing. Cassius Roberts, pretty disappointing. Moses Odom is maybe okay. Wow, this is not a good receiving draft, which makes me that much happier that we took Henry Hicks. I mean, I'm going to continue to sort through here. Hogan's looking like a really good slot option. In fairness, so is he from George. So maybe we'll continue onward, but that 1st-round talent is rough. As Lewis Bush is back from injury, and you know what? Again, Aaron, it's not going to happen. Clayton Malone should have waited before upgrading you by that point. Let's see if he'll accept the base offer. He will. So Clayton's back. Micah Hyde as well. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait on Hyde. We'll go for Kawangio, Leckie. Big decision on Hansen as far as whether or not we re-sign him. I mean, obviously, we should probably look to do so, but money-wise, that could be a little bit tough. We play the 0-4 Steelers. So, again, I don't really care what this roster looks like. I am going to go with the basic auto reorder for the moment. I don't really care what their roster looks like. If they're underperforming, we need to add to their misery at the moment. They're a 79 rated team and they're 0-4. Go figure. It's Sunday primetime. Let's hope that we can get the win. Let's not hope that we can get the win. We should get the win. Let's hope that we see the right result. The right result is us winning this game and moving to 4-1 on the season. This is the time where we get to start proving ourselves. I don't know why Kawangio's name is so spaced out, but sure, that works for me. Micah Hyde's as well. Looks a little bit bugged out. Is what it is. So, as the offensive line continues to heal up, not to mention one of the members of the defensive line as well, we're still doing all right. Not exactly storming our way through the league. We've had a couple of close wins, but we are getting the job done when it counts. So let's sim through the first quarter here. Let's see what happens. Pittsburgh with the opening touchdown. We respond in kind. 7-all. The end of the opening 50 minutes. 5-yard touchdown pass to Charles. Let's go to halftime. 14-7 Pittsburgh. Now 14-all. 21-14. 21-all. Trading touchdowns back and forth. God damn. 3-yard touchdown pass to Kawangio and a 4-yard touchdown pass to London Charles. He's had a big game. Let's see what happens here to start the third as the Steelers strike 28-21. Couple of turnovers, change of possession. We have the ball at the 50 on a 1st down. Let's see what we can do. We can tie this game 28-all. Kareem Hunt with a 1-yard rushing touchdown. Let's see how this goes. We do force the stop. 11 minutes remaining. Can we get anything going? We cannot. 8 minutes left anybody's game. Pittsburgh starts at their own 24. They march all the way down the field and score. 1:09 remaining. Do we have enough time? 7-yard rush for Hunt. 7-yard rush for Hunt. 28 seconds left. Is there a miracle? There is not. Pittsburgh wins the duel, 35-28. They get their first win of the year, and that puts us into a pretty frustrating spot where we have lost 2 games that we simply shouldn't have lost. Rodgers was solid, 21 of 29, 219 yards with 3 touchdowns, but that one pick, I'm sure, came at a crucial time. Kareem Hunt, over 100 yards with a touchdown. Receiving-wise, I mean, a big game for someone like London Charles. Touchdown for Kawangio. Blocking-wise, we didn't allow a single sack. It's just our defense struggled. To see Chauncey at 14 tackles, not a good sign. 4 sacks that game, but no picks. Elliott was never called upon. Just our defense didn't do well enough. Jonathan McCarthy, not sure how good he is. Maybe we'll take a look, but our defense, our extremely high-rated, arguably league's best defense, fell short against Pittsburgh, much like they fell short against Arizona just a few short weeks ago. So instead of being potentially 5-0, we are 3-2 as we begin this campaign. Steelers with a 78 rated quarterback who absolutely shredded us. Marlon Mack at an 81 who's currently hurt, so they relied on Dixon Harmon, the 76 overall rookie. Yeah, there's no excuse for our offense, or for their offense, to have shredded our defense. It's inexcusable, really. It's inexcusable. But this is kind of the way it goes with the random RNG, I suppose, as we'll be moving on to Week 6, playing Houston, a team that we have plenty of history with, as Chauncey was AFC Defensive Player of the Week. McCarthy was the Offensive Player of the Week. The tale of 2 teams, I do suppose. In terms of the re-signing, we're good for the moment. In terms of scouting, we will go back. We will go back to wide receivers and continue to take a look, as some of these guys are, again, a little bit rough. But we will continue to look. We do have plenty of points to use throughout the rest of the season to take a look at what we have to. So I think, mainly because I'm just disappointed. You know what? Let's go one more game. Maybe 2. Let's sim this game against Houston. The 0-4 Texans. Can we be the slump busters? We only have a 9 overall point edge on them, so that means we'll win by 17. But can we help them out much like we helped Pittsburgh out by our defense not showing up and getting shredded by essentially a rookie? Time will tell. Time will tell. That's the good thing. Time will tell. I'm a little bit afraid. A little bit afraid of what it might mean. Rodgers, 11 touchdowns, 3 picks. I mean, obviously, that's great. I'm a little bit concerned about what our record's going to be at the end of this game. Obviously, too, when you consider the injuries, is it fair to harshly judge the team? I'm not sure, right? I'm not sure. But we'll see how this goes. Let's see what happens, shall we? Through the first we go. Down in Houston, we start off with the opening field goal. They respond with a touchdown, 7-3, as they have the ball in scoring position to begin the second, and they take advantage of it. It's a 7-point lead for the Texans that will be added to 17-6 at halftime. So every time I start to think, hey, Aaron's looking pretty good, we're struggling to get the offense going. So we jump into the second half, 17-12, now 24-12. What is happening to our tremendous defense? Houston makes it 27-12, 15-point game with 10 minutes remaining. We need a quick touchdown, and we do get it, 27-19, with 7:31 remaining. Can we shut down Houston? Absolutely not. 72-yard touchdown pass to Long Joseph. This game is all but over. 37-19, 37-26. That is your final as we fall to 500 on the year. 500. Ridiculous. Rodgers, 26-37, 272 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Hunt, 100 yards with a touchdown. Charles, Kawangio, 2 touchdowns for Byram at tight end. Blocking-wise, the O-line was still fine. Defensively, I don't even know what happened. I don't even know. Who do we pin that loss on? I don't know. It's just very frustrating to see a team underperforming. So obviously we can debate how much the injuries are factoring in. We can debate scheme fits in playbooks, even though it's fairly well optimized for what we're dealing with and the talent that we have. We can debate whether or not Aaron's worth keeping beyond the deadline. He probably is. But if this team's already looking shaky, maybe not. That's where the tough call comes in. We are 3-3. We have already lost as many games this year as we did in all of last year. Like I said, injuries to the offensive line or not, it's not as if Aaron Rodgers is facing pressure. Do we want to blame the defense? Who do we want to blame here? Do we want to just see it out and see what happens? I don't know. I think I'm going to stop here and leave it up to you guys. I at least want your input as far as what we look to do. The deadline's coming up. That decision has to be made as far as whether or not changes are going to be made. It's just very disappointing to see this team at 500 through 6 games. We're better than that. And for whatever reason, we haven't been. So I'm going to end it there. Started the episode with perhaps a tad bit of optimism, a little bit of pessimism, and certainly ending this episode on a down note. But it is what it is. Let's hope the next episode, regardless of what we do, we start to turn things around. Thank you very much for watching. You know the deal. Support the video. Support the channel. Thank you guys for watching as always. And I will see you next time.